Hello there, folks. Welcome back to the Fight Night Champion Custom Boxer BareKnuckle Tournament. Thanks for joining for what is anticipated to be a great night of fighting. We again have two warriors prepared to demonstrate their skill and ferocity in our upcoming match. Both fighters coming off of previous victories, each feeling they have what it takes to win the tournament. That remains to be seen. For now, let's throw it over to Johnson, who is currently in one of the fighters' dressing room. Johnson? Thank you very much. I'm actually inside Kimbo's gym. He's been sparring non-stop for 18 hours straight. I've been trying to get an interview with him, but he seems to be distracted. I'll try again. Mr. Slice, a moment, please.
What the f*** you want, man? Trying to train here and you all up in my gym and shit bothering me. What the f*** you want?
Well, sir, I was hoping I could perhaps learn what your plan is to defeat The Rock.
For what? You gonna snitch?
No, sir, and I have to remind you, we are on live television.
The f*** you mean we on live TV? How the f*** am I getting bleeped in?
Actually, sir...
Get the f*** out my gym with your
yes, sir. Anderson, any luck on your side?
Anderson, too.
Thank you, Johnson. I'm here with The Rock. Seems pretty confident. Was telling me before we went live that his training consists more of warm-ups than it does actual training. Is that true, sir?
Oh, yeah. The Rock likes to go on a nice little 2.5, maybe 3-mile jog. The Rock also will maybe go to his local gym, get on the elliptical machine. The Rock also takes yoga, stretching out the hammies. That's all The Rock really needs to do. He sees a lady to his left, and, The Rock might even ask her to take care of this diet regimen of poontang pie. The Rock made that. But, interviewer Jabroni, help The Rock out. Who is The Rock even facing in round 2 of this bare-knuckle boxing tournament, whatever the hell y'all got? The first round, you had us facing up against Arnold Schwarzenegger, a man who was half brain dead before he even stepped in the ring. Who is The Rock facing this time around?
His name is
It doesn't matter who The Rock is facing this time around, because The Rock is going to be in the center of that ring. And the fact of the matter is this: whoever is walking down that aisle is going to go one-on-one with the great one. Do you know what that means? Of course you don't. The only thing you went one-on-one with is a bologna sandwich. The Rock says this. The Rock knows exactly who he's facing the next round. Kimbo Slice, Bimbo Slice, Jimbo Slice, the whole Slice family, Orange Slice, Apple Slice, whoever the hell he wants to call himself today. Let me tell you something. The Rock says this: he is going to end up in that ring, and if he wears that stupid little do-rag that he wears everywhere else, The Rock is going to slap that little do-rag off his head. He's going to dip it in his little beard ointment, because you know you ain't got hair grease. He's going to turn that sideways and stick it straight up his candy.
I see. And what is your response in hearing that he's been training for 18 hours straight?
Oh, yeah. It doesn't matter how many times Kimbo Slice, how many hours he wants to train for The Rock. The Rock says this: doesn't matter how many hours how many jabronis you beat up on the way to The Rock. The Rock knows that he is going to be in the middle of that ring, the most electrifying athlete in all of entertainment, and he is going to beat you down, just smack it down on your candy in the center of the ring. And while you're down the mat, holding your face, bleeding from every orifice in your body, you will know that you're standing in the ring with the great one. And the millions and millions of The Rock's fans are going to be chanting The Rock's name: Rocky, Rocky, Rocky. If you're somebody, what The Rock is cooking.
Thank you, Rock. We now throw it back up to the professor. All right. Greetings, all. I'm Professor Nooney. Thank you for returning to my channel. Allow me to welcome you back to the Fight Night Champion Custom Boxer BareKnuckle Tournament. You're probably wondering how we managed to get the interviews done in the midst of all of this pandemic. Well, The Rock insisted that we do interviews, one, to throw Kimbo Slice off of his game, to interrupt his training, if you will, two, because he insisted that we also have the fight in a location where fans can actually congregate to watch this fight happen. In fact, The Rock actually paid for everybody to test for COVID-19 prior to arriving, and seeing as how America would not allow it, we were forced to go to Mexico. This is all because of The Rock's eagerness and willingness to have this fight in front of people, and the Mexican fans are more than willing to watch pretty much two powerhouses go at it. Before we do start the fight, as always, we will show where we stand at currently in the bracket. And as always, a warning, if you have not watched the previous fights, I strongly suggest that you pause right now, so stop the video, go back and start from the beginning of, that is round 1, fight 1, and go through the entire list, the entire playlist actually, to find out how we got to where we are right now. If you already have caught up with where we are in the tournament, or you simply don't care, you just want to watch this fight in particular, then looking at the bracket right now, we have Kimbo Slice fighting Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Very strong words from Rock in that interview of his. We saw Kimbo Slice sort of easily defeating Debo in his fight with Debo, and that was a very good knockout victory. The Rock also had a strong performance against Arnold Schwarzenegger. This would have been an incredible fight had Arnold been able to persevere the knockdowns that was given to him by The Rock. Nevertheless, we are here in the final fight of round 2 on Group B. Actually, the final fight of round 2, period, as we've already completed Group A. At the end or conclusion of this fight, we will find out who will be our last remaining fighter in the top 8. As it stands now, we have George Bush versus the Hulk, Adonis Johnson Creed versus Biggie Smalls. That's the final 4 in Group A. Coming down to Group B, it will be Vin Diesel versus Frankenstein, and the winner of this match will face off against Jason the Game Taylor. Very, very hype matches to look forward to. I myself am very excited for the remaining fights as well as this one. Very eager to call this fight for all of the viewers here. Again, I'd just like to thank you for coming out, putting in time or setting aside time to actually watch these fights with me. Very, very cultured, colorful environment to have this fight in. Again, this is all at the request of Rock, hence why our interviews and an actual arena with folks in it is possible. Kimbo Slice, I'm not even sure if he slept. Looking very focused, coming off of a very, very heavy training regimen. Really dedicated to either winning this tournament or just beating The Rock up, and The Rock and all his swagger and confidence, endearing himself to the crowd, raising his arms, saying, yes, you're all here because of me. Glorify me. I will win for all you beautiful people. Again, I do apologize, folks, we don't have the ref mic. However, he would probably be speaking Spanish. And I believe he would just be telling him the same old, keep the punches high. This is a low blow. Come out. Protect yourselves at all time and start fighting. With that bell, we have now started the very hype match between two powerhouses, as I said earlier, Kimbo Slice and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Let's see if there's any sort of foreshadowing in this first round as to how the rest of the match will go. Both men swinging semi-wildly. Nice 1-2 by The Rock. Kimbo Slice with that Philly shell defense. Protecting himself. Going back into the corner, taking a page out of Frankenstein's book, but isn't there for long. Putting space between him and The Rock. Catches Rock with a good uppercut. The Rock swinging with these uppercuts. Another good punch thrown by Kimbo Slice. Kimbo Slice sort of keeping on the outside, weaving in and out. Catches him with the straight there. I believe The Rock going for mobility. The cut-off shorts or cut-off trunks that he's wearing. Kimbo Slice taking a couple of shots. Doesn't really look phased. Weaving back. Blocks a couple of shots by The Rock. Trading. Oh my goodness! The Rock knocked down in the first round. Was on his way to throw out a left jab, perhaps. Get caught with the right hook. Down on the mat. Will The Rock get up? Up at the count of 5. With only 5 seconds left in the first round. What a start. Let's go to the corners.
Jab and move.
Relax, relax, relax. You gotta relax. You gotta move out. Move, move, move. Breathe now. Breathe. You good?
You don't need that. Throw that away.
All right, start of round 2. Kimbo Slice showing that he has not come to play, he has come to fight. Getting an early knockdown in round 1. Bringing up the score, or rather the punch stats for round 1, we see that Kimbo Slice had significantly higher percentage connection rates, throwing out fewer shots and connecting more than Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Dwayne perhaps going for some sort of charisma tactic. Maybe, perhaps, if showing that he's appearing to be the more aggressive fighter, the crowd will sort of amp him up with their cheers. And that will maybe perhaps dissuade Slice from being as committed to the match as he is, but it doesn't appear to be phasing. It does not appear to be going in The Rock's favor. This could be why The Rock insisted on having people watch the fight live, perhaps relying on the crowd's energy that may go against him, as they may end up cheering for Kimbo Slice. The Rock being a little bit more careful this round. Now he appears to be the one backing up. Perhaps learned from that knockdown. Trying to sidestep. Really going for that uppercut. Crowd murmuring, not sure who they ought to be cheering for, the person who let them into the fight or provided them their seats, or the person who's overall doing better and is more committed. Nice little jab there by The Rock. Back against the ropes, but doesn't appear to be confused as to what to do. Coming up on the end of round 2. There it is. Let's go to the corners.
Go out and get him. Go out and fight this guy. Take it to this guy. You have to go and get this guy.
You gotta watch the water in the corner.
I need to see some counter punches, okay? Never.
Don't look for just big punches, okay? Use your speed. Double up on your punches. I want to see those combos. Combos. You won that round, all right?
All right, start of round 3. Rock trying to find a way in. Bringing up our CompuBox numbers for round 2. We can see that Kimbo Slice is still having the much better overall percentage, at least for that round. Connecting fewer shots, connecting more of the fewer shots that he's thrown. Bringing up fight totals, he also is covering that field pretty well throughout the last 2 rounds, throwing out fewer shots and connected far more than The Rock, or rather connected more in the amount that he's threw. Seems to be doing what he planned on doing when coming to this fight, and I suppose that is to win. Those hours of training must have done something well for him. He's finding these little opening pockets. The Rock throwing himself out there maybe a wee bit too much. perhaps just begging for the crowd to do some kind of cheer for him. Almost a, hey, did you see that, audience? Where's all the noise? The crowd really careful as to who they think will win the fight, or rather withholding judgment until they see who the clear winner is. You have to admire Mexico and their honor, or rather their honest people. A good sidestep by The Rock. Goes for a clinch. Kimbo says, get off of me. Couple of body shots by The Rock. Kimbo Slice backs up to the rope, echoing his performance in the first round. That was the round where he got the knockdown. Both men trading jabs. End of round 3.
Listen, I'm not going to stand here while you take those shots, you understand me? Let's see.
You can't just move around. You gotta move your hands in there. Let's go. Keep it simple, okay? Just keep it simple. You're making it harder than it has to be.
All right, starting round 4. We can see that Teddy Scorecards does have Kimbo Slice winning this fight. But he did give Rocky the last round, bringing up the CompuBox numbers from that round. Rocky, oh my goodness, Kimbo is stunned! Falling back to the corner and onto the mat. Rock definitely showing an improvement. Catches him with the right uppercut. This is post-stun. And one right to the body on his way down. Let's see if Kimbo can get up now. His turn to look up at the ceiling. Up at the count of 6. Unexpected turn of events by The Rock. Perhaps playing possum? Or realizing that he had to do something to get this crowd off their feet. Or on their feet and off their chairs. Bringing up the CompuBox numbers for the total fight overall, we still see Kimbo Slice dominating the field. But with this with this current round, maybe this is the actual point where things start to turn in favor for The Rock. Gotta wonder if Kimbo is going to change his plans as a result of that knockdown. Let's see how he completes this round, if it reaches its completion, as this was the round that Suge Knight was knocked out in by Vin Diesel. Couple of 1-2s by The Rock. Rock weaving out of the reach of Kimbo Slice. Perhaps looking for another opening. Caught with an uppercut there, but still appears to be solid. Backing up. Try to re-prepare themselves. Rock catches a sharp little straight there. And a little counter. But he's still on his feet. He still looks okay. As we come to the close of the 4th round.
I want the combinations. You're landing one shot, but I need to see 3 or 4 punches.
Standing straight up. Move that body. You need to move that body more. Listen, I'm not going to stand here and watch you take those shots.
All right, start of round 5. I believe with that knockdown, things have now evened up. The fight is just about even. At least on the judges' scorecards. For the last round performance, we can see that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has indeed improved, at least on his body shots, as he came out with the overall higher percentage for that round. For the overall fight, still sort of slacking behind. He is throwing out many more punches, but not connecting as much as Kimbo Slice. Perhaps with the performance of that last round, he will be a little bit more conservative and pick his shots a bit cleaner or a bit more accurate. The Rock's trying to get really close to the Kimbo Slice. Perhaps going for some infighting tactics. Clinches a little bit, perhaps wanted to put his weight on top of Kimbo. The Rock perhaps is possibly somewhat fatigued. Hopefully he did not punch himself out that round, although he did get the knockdown. The result could be drained energy. Throwing punches out there, either hitting air or hitting Slice's guard. Seems to be a bit more difficult to find an opening on Kimbo's side. Both men trade straight shots right there. The Rock gets in a good uppercut. Keeping Kimbo back with some jabs. Nice combination there. Rock backing up. Trying to recuperate. Both men trading shots. This round in particular is definitely hard to judge. But that is the end of round 5. Let's go to the corners.
Don't walk into him without throwing a punch. Hey, don't waste your energy. But I want you to keep those hands moving.
Let's go. ¿Qué estás esperando? What are you waiting for? You want this fight? Then let's get moving out there. This guy is going to win this fight if you don't take control, son. You need to.
All right, start of round 6. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson coming out swinging. Taking a look at the CompuBox numbers from last round, we did say he did dip a little bit in relation to his round 4 performance. Kimbo Slice sort of maintaining his percentage rate. For overall fight totals, he is still up there, and The Rock is definitely throwing out more shots, but not connecting nearly as much, although he is winning the right uppercut game. It does appear to be favoring the right uppercut, but it's almost as if Kimbo is waiting for it. Kimbo looking like he has a bit more bounce to his step than The Rock. Perhaps he learned from his knockdown what his mistake was. Although The Rock has not gone down since round 1, it doesn't really appear that he's changed up his game that much. Catches Kimbo with a good left overhand, or overhand left. Doesn't really appear to phase Kimbo. It just really comes off as Kimbo Slice having the better defense. That Philly shell serving him well, although he did get caught with a pretty good left hook there. Nice little jab. Another good little jab. Kimbo Slice backing up, had Johnson against the ropes, but he wasn't really capitalizing on that. Throwing little jabs and straights out there. Just throwing out little Facebook pokes. Not doing a tremendous amount of damage. Coming up on the end of round 6. Let's go to the corners.
Go out and get him. Go out and fight this guy. Take it to this guy. You have to go out and get this guy. You gotta fight. You gotta throw more.
You don't need that. Throw that away.
Strickland, don't stand in front of him. Nice one. That was good. We have this one.
All right, start of round 6. Bringing up the CompuBox numbers for that round. Kimbo Slice having much more success towards the body, and we do see the effects of that as The Rock is very much drained. That could very well come back to haunt him. Bringing up the overall fight totals. Again, Kimbo Slice dominating in everything except the right uppercuts, as The Rock appears to be favoring that punch, but it doesn't really appear to be serving him well. He's back against the ropes. Kimbo Slice backing up to out of reach of Johnson's punches. Couple of misses by The Rock. Both men coming out with their knuckles very, very bloody. Perhaps the same blood on both of the fighters' hands, implying that only one of them is bleeding that significant. Missed opportunity there for The Rock, out of range. Backs up to the corner. Kimbo Slice comes in, but stops short to try to get Rock to overexert himself. Oh, catches Kimbo with a good left hook. Kimbo backs up to reassess. Both men miss with what look to be power punches. Both men definitely trying to step out of reach of the other's punches, but when they come in to try to punish, they both appear to be missing. Both backdashing and sidestepping, but nothing tremendous.
Carry it away and catch it. Got that? It's gonna happen. You're gonna catch it. You're gonna catch it.
You gotta watch the water in the corner, Kimbo.
You're letting this get away. Come on now, this is it. You gotta make it a fight now. So, he's tired. He's got nothing left, okay? Just go for the head.
All right, start of round 8. Looking at Teddy's scorecard, favoring Kimbo Slice. But perhaps isn't as shocking as some would like to believe. As we look at the CompuBox numbers for the last round, Dwayne definitely performing a wee bit better. I don't believe far and few between better round performances will be enough to win the fight, because if we look at the fight totals, Kimbo Slice has the very much better, well, not incredibly better, but certainly better overall hit percentage. Continuing on with round 8. Kimbo Slice catches Rock with a really good left hook. Rock is somewhat dazed, backs up to the corner, still trying to fight off Kimbo. Trying to, maybe implying that he's not as hurt as he really is, but now starts the guard. Backing up, trying to have Kimbo miss. Trying to recover, still wants to fight Kimbo off. Even in his weakened state, looks like he recovered, clinches. Kimbo pushes him off, saying, "No, I'm here to fight. I do not want to hug. I want to knock you out and win this entire tournament." Oh, what a weave out of the way, and he catches Rock with a really good left overhand. Knocks Rock to the ground, his second knockdown of the fight. Catches him with a clean overhand left. And another on his way down, Rock on the mat. Will he make it up? 4, 5, Rock trying to get up. 7, 8, does he? No, he fell back down. That's the end of the fight. Rock has been knocked out in the 8th round. You have to wonder if that was somewhat poetic justice in front of a sold-out crowd that was brought to you by The Rock himself. In front of every one of them, gets knocked out in the 8th round by Kimbo Slice. unbelievable fight. All that training certainly did pay off for Kimbo as he makes it into the semifinals for Group B and the overall tournament. He definitely deserves those golden, glorious 4 points. Goes right to Kimbo Slice, pushes him into the next round where he will face off against Jason the Game Taylor. This tournament is only 8 people left, but it is still incredibly stacked. If we look up here, we'll have George Bush versus the Hawk, Adonis Johnson Creed versus Biggie Smalls, Vin Diesel versus Frankenstein, and then finally, with the end of today's match, we now have Jason the Game Taylor versus Kimbo Slice. I am so excited to look forward, or rather to see these actual fights occur. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the 7th fight will be between the last 2 people of the tournament. Not a whole lot of fights left, but definitely a whole lot of excitement left. So with that being said, thank you all to those who came to check out my video, for watching my video. I appreciate all the views and notoriety I can get. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and as always, take care and God bless.